Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 6. Yeah, 6. I am kind of flying through all of these episodes, and I'm still very much enjoying it, and you are still very much showing all the support. I recorded all these, and I'm scheduling out all my videos because, like I said in the last one, the one before that, Christmas is coming up, so I wanted to have a bunch of stuff done, so I'm still putting out content while I'm back home and seeing my family, but I won't be able to play. So I want to try and get as many videos out as I can. If anything, I might have to miss out on a week. I'm really trying. Really, really trying. But yeah. So where we left off in the last episode, I did say we should go talk to Unigast so we can learn some more about Rasomir's Uncle Iordin and kind of see, you know, see what stories he has to tell this time, because he had a very interesting one last time, and let's be real, it seemed almost unreal, but yeah. So before we get too far in the episode, I do want to thank you guys once again. I think we are, at the time of me recording this, the first episode had 39 views, and the second episode had 17. I had some decent watch hours in there as well, so I'm getting some support, and I want to thank you guys for that. I mean, it's been phenomenal. I really didn't think I'd get maybe one or two viewers, just people that I knew, you know? And to see people I've actually never met before kind of enjoying what I'm doing, it feels really rewarding. And I want to make sure my content is perfect for you guys. So, like I said before, leave comments. Tell me what I'm doing right, tell me what I'm doing wrong. But yeah, enough about all the, sappy stuff. Let's figure out some things about Uncle Iordin, and let's listen to Unigast's stories. More like listen to me have very poor storytelling and have a very bland voice about it. Hello, Rasimir. Are you getting settled? The valley's treating me really nice so far. Just a wolf attacked me, but we're alive, so it's treating me very well. That's wonderful, Rasimir, but you come at a poor time. My duties as castellan await me. Of course, I understand. Is everything alright? Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest. There's been a murder? There's been a murder. I thought the valley was supposed to be peaceful. What's going on? Oh my, I thought things like that don't happen here often. Great. I mean, not for the deceased, obviously, but that's... There's that excitement and mystery the valley has been lacking. No, we're gonna go with the first one. Because they don't. I'm just about to go to the crime scene and question the witness, and I honestly don't know what to expect. Remember, everybody lies. When it comes to something illegal, yes, they do. I'm sure you'll take good care of the matter. I'll say I'm sure you'll take good care of the matter. Time will tell. Yes, even it will break. Jokes aside, Rasmurin, it's a really serious matter. I won't be able to share more stories with you at the moment, but I believe there's someone you should meet. His name is Sambor. He was one of us, the pack, I mean. Are you serious? He lives here, in the valley? That's right, all of them do, actually. Here, I've marked Sambor's house on your map. You should pay him a visit. Great, I'll go there right away. Beware. Calling Sambor friendly is like being stung by a bee right in the tip of your manhood. Imagine you get stung right on the wiener. That's not good. Ooh. I don't want to go talk to this guy. I'm sure you're exaggerating. He's part of the reminders after all. Don't say I didn't warn you. I'll be on my way. So while we're over here, let's give her a flirt. Tabalda. See, it's always right on the tip of my tongue, but I never get it right. I will from now on. I will remember her name.
Friend.
Hello, stranger. I've been wandering around the valley for some time now. I'm still looking for a place to settle, though. What can I do for you? Marry me. I mean, how are you doing? You're very sophisticated. I like that. Some people live their whole life trying to understand love, but love is not to be understood, but to be felt. You ever been stung by a bee? Well, Unigosh just gave me a great story about getting stung in your wiener. I know you like jokes. Have you ever been stung by a bee? When you do, remember to pull out the sting first, then cut an onion in half and rub it on the wound. It's mostly harmless, but the venom can be dangerous. Why would you rub an... that sounds like it'd be worse than the bee sting. No. Why? Why would you ever... No. You think she'll like if I... She did. Okay. It really works, huh? Well, somehow you predicted The Office, so obviously you know everything. How are you doing, beautiful? I've heard that our neighbors in the west eat frogs. What do you think? Would you try one? I think I've asked her. I truly admire your honesty. I always tell it like it is. My daddy taught me that. That and how to hold my liquor. All right. You do really like wine, you said. What's the difference between a woman's argument and a knife? Uh-oh. I'm not gonna say this to her. I probably shouldn't say anything. We'll just... I have a bad feeling he's gonna say, what's the difference? And the knife is gonna have a point. Oh, buddy. I have a bad feeling that's what he's about to say. It might sound strange, but I've heard that soaking clothes in urine makes them easier to wash. I bet you it doesn't. If you want to make an omelet, you have to break some eggs, said the homicidal chicken. She likes jokes. We've said that one to her before, I think. Because I remember saying that chicken needs to be punished to make an egg example. Ha 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 ha. Alright. So with that, we're gonna head to Sambor's. Bye, Tabalda. I won't forget your name next time. I hope. Oh, yes. So this is something I forgot to mention. I forgot to save after I finished the last episode. And yeah,
Hello.
I basically did everything the exact same way as what I did. But I made some stone knives and did some gathering and stuff, so that way I didn't do it on the recording.
Only the best products here.
So you're welcome for not boring you to death. Yeah, so we made 22 stone knives, so that'll bring us some money again, because we know we needed that.
Goodbye.
So it was honestly pretty nice. I'm glad that I did that. If I didn't, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure we would have done it eventually, but why waste time in the video? Give us something else to do. We're going to walk through the water here, give Rasamir a good old bath. I'm going to bathe with the ducks. No, no, no! Alright, whatever. We get a drink. He's gonna get a little bath. Alright. What's he at for filth? Alright, let's eat some stuff while we got this open. Those are at 52. Okay. So let's go talk to Sambor. And we'll see what he has to say. I'm sure he's a pleasant man. At least that's what Rasimir seems to think. I'm really going to take Unigast's side on this one. He's probably not going to be a very pleasant man. Fall is just absolutely gorgeous. I don't want winter to come. I'm sick of snow. I'm sick of it. That's why my wife and I will not be in a snowy... We're not going to be in a snowy area for once. We're going to be gone. Off to a sunny place. Heading south for the winter. Away from all of this snow and cold. I don't mind the cold, but I don't like the snow. I like snow until I drive in it. I don't like driving in it. Just because it's a pain. Not really, like, scared of it. I still do it. I've driven in awful snowstorms. On my way back to Michigan, So we're staying in New York right now, and I had to drive through Buffalo. And it was right around Thanksgiving time. I was heading back, and that was when they got their 6 foot of snow. So that was interesting to drive through and not even be able to see the hood of my car at points. I was like, awesome. This is awesome. So yes, I don't... Wolf? Wolf? Oh, okay. Let's just keep going. Yeah, I don't really like to drive in the snow, but I'm not afraid to do so. But if I'm given the opportunity to not drive in the snow, I'm taking it. Alright, this is Sambor's. I think you're lost, boy. I think you're lost. Sorry, I didn't mean to Wait a second. Look me in the eye and stop shivering, for crying out loud. Huh. Black and blue. You're Iordin's family, aren't you? Ah, yes. My name's Rasimir. You must be Sambor, then? And how do you know that? Well, I was talking to Unigast. Obviously, somebody you know. He told me that you were part of the Reminders as well. Part of what now? The pack? The one with Unigast and Iordin? I've never heard that idiotic name in my life. Oh, sorry. Maybe I've made a mistake. We were called the Undying Fist. Now that's a whole lot better name. I don't like either of those names. You're damn right it is. It's because I came up with it. Everyone loved it. No idea why Unigast lied to you like that. Somebody's lying to me. And I haven't really met you yet. And I've spent a whole season with Unigast. Well, let's see who I really trust. I'm sure he was just jealous about your creativity is all. Of course he was. And not only about that. What else is he jealous about? You living out here on your lonesome? Anyway, I would love to hear some stories about my uncle and the pack's adventure. That's an amazing coincidence, because I would love to spend my time telling the old tales by the crackling fire. Really? No. Leave my property and forget where it is. You're rude. Oh, come on. It will only take a moment. A moment of a moment, really. Just tell me, what was my uncle like? How did you first become part of the Undying Fist? And, what did you do exactly? You don't know what I did? Unigast didn't get to that part. Alright. but be quiet and try to be less annoying. Where should I begin? Right. It all started when Iordin left his home. He was 18 at the time. If I remember correctly, that clever bastard was always too big of a fish for his birthplace, and he knew that. Left as soon as he could. But cleverness at such a young age always means two things: being arrogant and hot-headed. His plan was to set out on a big adventure. That's it. Pretty detailed, huh? Path like that is paved with skeletons of young idiots. But none of them was Iordin. Either way, he was wandering for days. Days soon turned into weeks, and his rations into dust. He was useless as a hunter back then, at least, so berries and mushrooms was all he could get. So obviously he needed some coins. Came across a manor with orchards, so vast they seemed like an ocean. Iordin managed to find some work there. A week of back-breaking labor had passed. His hands were covered in blisters, skin red from the scorching sun, knees pulsating from pain. I must say, you're an amazing storyteller. I wasn't expecting that. Shut up. Do you want me to finish? Where was I? All right. He was exhausted from all the strenuous work he's done. Went to the lord of the manor with a smile on his face to collect the payment. His stomach was already full of fantasies of all delicious treats he was dreaming of buying, and all of that was ruined by the hand of the lord holding a couple of lousy coins. Iordin was furious. That was merely a fraction of the pay he was supposed to acquire. He started shouting at the lord, demanding justice. Peasants were just flies to the lord. Disgusting, replaceable insects. And what do you do with a fly which buzzes too loudly? Both of the lord's palms struck Iordin's ears with the strength of an ox. Iordin fell to the ground stunned, and the lord's guards threw him out of the manor like garbage, stealing the few pathetic coins while doing so, if I may add. It wasn't until What? Oh, I did read that right. It wasn't until evening when Iordin regained his hearing, and with it came a fervent thought of revenge. Your uncle was quite a capable fighter when I met him 10 years later. But he wasn't back then. He knew the guards would massacre him if he only came close. So he needed to find another way to fulfill his vengeance. Iordin was always ambitious, but that hatred fueled him like nothing before. And what happened next? What came later was me becoming bored of this conversation. Go away. No way. You can't leave me like this. I can do whatever I want. Scram. I have things to do. What things? I'll do them for you. I'll do anything you want. Just please tell me the whole story. Screw your things. Alright, what things? I'll do them for you. Damn, you're annoying. Sounds desperate. No, I'm not, said everyone who was ever annoying ever. Let's just sound desperate, I guess. Fine, just shut up already. Just say what needs to be done. You won't regret it. Grab this shovel. It's a piece of crap, but it'll do. There are clay deposits behind my house. Go there and dig up some clay. On it, boss. How much clay? 5? Get to work, Grasimir. Dig like you've never dug before. We already got enough clay. Oh, what's this? Strange deer figurine. I'll take a couple of these. What, does he just make these and set them out here? We're just gonna act like they were just there. Alright. He only wants 5 clay. What? You have it? Here's all the clay you wanted. Finish the story. Alright, alright. So, as I've already said, Iordin wasn't much of a fighter. He didn't have any money nor connections, but he had one thing, an unusual ability. You see, from an early age, Iordin was an exceptionally good liar. No sweaty palms, no voice cracks, no tells, really. calm, steady breaths. Eye contact held all the way. Ugh. He eventually managed to handle any kind of pressure, even in the craziest of situations. But it wasn't that at first. He felt no pressure lying. No stress at all. It was as natural for him as breathing. He had absolutely no remorse. That's very interesting and all, but what happened with the Lord? Let's just keep listening to him. He came up with a plan so immensely moronic and unrealistic that it's really hard to believe that it worked so perfectly. At first, he had convinced the nearby town's tailor to sew him a whole set of clothes worthy of the most wealthy nobleman. The finest of fabrics, silken threads, you name it, horrendously expensive. So how did he manage to afford it, you may ask? It's simple. He didn't pay for it. So he stole it? Said no such thing. Iordin wasn't a thief. Not in the traditional meaning of the word, at least. Apart from that I finished my damn story. To you too. While wearing his new clothes, he traveled to the castle of the king of that realm and entered. Okay. Now I know that you're making this all up. That's simply impossible. You're absolutely right, it is. It's mad to even consider trying to pull that off. But Iordin, you just walked straight in. I don't blame you for doubting me. Damn, I would have been the first to doubt a thing like that if I didn't see him doing it hundreds of times later with my own eyes. Anyway, he walked right in the castle, and once he was there, he followed through with his plan, which was betting his wife. You know whose wife? What do you mean whose wife? The king's. The king's wife? Mm-hmm. So the queen? Indeed. So let me get this straight. The plan was to get in the castle and lay with the queen? Exactly that. You're right. That is the most absurdly idiotic plan I've ever heard of. That fire just turned on by itself. So not only are there ghosts, but Rasimir's uncle was very non-PG-13 and slept with the king's wife. What? No. No way. I told you, but it worked like a charm. I still don't get it. What worked? What has he accomplished by that? After the lovemaking... Okay, dude, keep it PG-13. Just kidding. I don't really care. After the lovemaking, he dressed up, deliberately leaving his undergarments on the bedside, and told the queen he'll be right back with some refreshments. Then he went to one of the king's guards, told him that he saw the queen with a company of strange men sneaking into one of the chambers. The guard rushed in and witnessed the queen naked in bed with a man's clothes right next to her. As a loyal servant, the guard reported on the matter directly to the king himself, who, as you can probably imagine, became furious to say the least. Couldn't really punish his wife. That would be bad for his reputation. But he could pursue her lover. Unfortunately for him at this point, Iordin was long gone from the castle, riding a beautiful bay mare he borrowed from the stable into the sunset. I still don't get it. You see, the king didn't catch the filthy seducer, but it didn't mean he couldn't track him down and find him. To do so, the only track he could follow was the one that Iordin left behind, except his undergarments and a pleasurable memory for the queen. His name? Not his real name, of course. The name he used when introducing himself to the queen was the Lord of Orchards. Precisely. Now you get it. Oh. This dude's a savage. What? Iordin is something else. That's incredible. The Lord's head must have left the company of his body pretty promptly. Didn't that get the Lord hang? That seems pretty extreme. We'll do the top one. He didn't get killed. That wouldn't be in Iordin's style. The queen begged for his life to be spared, so the king threw him in the dungeon. where he spent all the days he had left. Iordin was amazing. All that with just the power of his wits and speech. He surely showed the Lord that he shouldn't have wronged him. Don't get the wrong idea about his reasons. Iordin didn't get through all that because of what the Lord did to him. You see, the Lord was a cruel, merciless brute. He mistreated all of his subjects, killed for fun, raped for sport. People used to call him Laundryman, because one of his habits was drowning his bastards in the lake right after birth, like unwanted kittens. Dude, what? Are you serious? What? Why was this? No way. I don't believe that at all. Iordin needed to stop him, and he did. But that's not the end of the story. After the Lord's capture, someone had to take his place. He didn't have any rightful successors, but then, with just an uncannily perfect timing, came a distant cousin of the Lord's, a charming young man with 2 different eyes. You have to be kidding me. He easily acquired all possessions of his sentenced relative, but Iordin didn't want any of that, not for himself, so he only took 3 bags of coins from the treasury, left everything else in the hands of the peasants. They were related. He still probably worshipped there. I can tell you that. Oh, and one more thing. Why 3 bags, you might ask? That's easy. One for the tailor, another one for the stablesman he took the horse from, and the last one for himself, with the exact amount of coins he was rightfully supposed to earn for his work at the orchard. I told you Iordin wasn't a thief. And that was it. He mounted his beautiful mare and left the realm, continuing his adventures. At least that's the story he used to tell us. So nothing of that may be true at all. But that's just how it was with Iordin. Iordin is a very interesting man. I tell you what. Now I understand what you and Unigas were talking about. He really does seem surreal. I can't believe that you're talking about my uncle. My mother used to portray him as a simple merchant, successful, but normal. Mortal. Yeah, I was wondering if he actually was mortal many times. Well, now we know. But wait, you didn't tell me what was the purpose of the Undying Fist. Oh, I thought it'd be obvious now. On that day, Iordin's mission was born. He knew that the spoiled, rotten elites like that were scattered all around the world, draining life and dignity from the hard-working simple folk, and that he was capable of stopping them, to some extent at least. So that's exactly what he started doing. Overthrowing corrupted lords and giving back to the community. Sounds like a true hero. Well, it wasn't like, yeah, I guess you could say that. Huh. That's a weird way to put that. So how did he join the pack? Iordin was working solo until he met Unigas. The rat's agile fingers could work where Iordin's tongue didn't. And then they needed someone with other talents they were lacking, like strength, manliness, bravery, independence, gallantry, integrity. Right, I think I get the picture, bud. So they recruited the best there was. I was between jobs at the time, so I gave them a chance. And finally the pack started to really make a difference, but I don't like to brag. Oh yes, I noticed, humble to the bone. Thank you for noticing. People at my level don't need to boast about our skills. That's not boasting. Just like the sun doesn't need to prove it's bright. Anyhow, I already spoke more words to you than I did the last 5 years to anybody, so it's time for you to go. Preferably don't come back. Ever. It's a great pleasure and true honor. Yeah, I don't care. Leave now. And in return for giving away my location, deliver this delicious meal to Unigas. It's his favorite, knuckle sandwich. Do you want me to hit him in the face? Did I stutter? No, sir, of course. I'm on my way. You just gonna leave that going? Whatever. Let's get back home. That was a lot longer conversation than I expected it to be. We just spent all day hearing stories of Iordin. And, wow. That was quite the tale to tell. Wow. Okay. I think we need to... Gosh, I don't know. I don't know. We do need... Okay, so let's go back and sleep. Head into Gastovia. And we gotta do some stuff with the farm, I think. I don't remember... I don't think in the last episode that we... I don't think we covered up... I don't... Covered up. I don't think we actually planted after we harvested. So that's probably going to be a necessity. That or I can wait until winter and plant carrots. Or I could just make another field and put carrots in it. That's also a pretty good option. How much are our taxes? 102. Okay. So wow, okay. So 102 for just a house, hunting lodge, and a well. Wow, okay. So I'm not the best at making money. Not yet. It's something I've been working on. That 1,000% tax and 1,000% villager needs is really going to get me. I can already feel it. So, like I said, we're gonna have to take it really, really slow starting our village here, because yeah, we gotta have enough resources to make sure that we can support a big village. So yeah, here, can I use this? I don't think so. No, you gotta have the fertilizer. Okay, so let's sleep. This is the last day of winter, or autumn. So we need to do something. We need to make some money. I'm gonna take this torch. We're gonna sell it. Yeah, let's head back there. And on our way back, let's gather a bunch of sticks. And then when we get there, we'll get some stones. We'll try and make as many knives as we can and sell them. Because, like I've said before, that's going to be our main source of income until we can start making the really valuable stuff and start selling it. I think that getting a bunch of animals and being able to be self-sufficient here is going to be huge. Having like pigs and hopefully being able to breed them and have multiple different strings of animals just coming in and growing. So I think as we build, we're going to build this way. So the town comes down to here. That's kind of what I've been leaning towards. I want to build on both sides of this river, but as we build, we're going to come this way. The farms are probably going to eventually be down here. Yeah, a lot of stuff's brewing in my brain. Plenty of it. I don't want to, you know, spoil too much. I want it all to be kind of a surprise. Make it kind of interesting. So, yeah, we're gonna pick up as many stones as we can here. Make as many knives as possible. And see if we get one more. Then we'll make 6 knives. So yeah, we'll make these. We'll sell some. And yeah, as we get into the next few seasons, I can't believe we're already almost into the second year. Halfway there. Winter's gonna go fast, I think, as the other seasons have. I mean, granted, we're on episode 6, so it feels like I've been moving kind of slow, but I've been trying to really prep things, give us some story depth, and yeah. So forgive me if you want to see more town stuff. If you want to see more town stuff rather than the story, just let me know. Like I said, everything's about you guys. This playthrough isn't for me. It is, but it isn't. I very much enjoyed it. Okay, I don't want to make it sound like it's not for me at all, but the whole point of making the videos is to be entertaining for everybody and be an escape, give you something to watch and just relax and enjoy yourselves. So seeing what you want to see is my priority. But yeah, so once again, any ideas, anything, let me know in the comment section. Don't be afraid. You're welcome to my Discord. Follow me on Twitter. We can chat. I'll chat with you. So feel free. There's plenty of ways you can get a hold of me. Doesn't have to be Twitter. You can jump on Facebook. I have TikTok. All of them just, same name, Hawkeye. Feel free to stop by and watch some videos again and be part of a community. We're trying to build a community here and, let everybody enjoy each other's company and become friends. But with that being said, let's get back to the game. Collect some more sticks here and what do we got? 19. Oh, I only had 2 stone. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna want to get a backpack at some point. I can already tell you that, because I don't know where to, I think you just get it at traders and stuff. Maybe you have to make them. I don't know if anybody sells them. I don't know. If you know, let me know in the comments. I'm gonna try and get a backpack because I'm sick of being overweight. Make some more. Oh, I can only make 1? Hello? Did I not have enough sticks? Oh. Now we gotta gather sticks. What? I have plenty of sticks. Maybe I just hit the wrong button. I don't know. So we'll do this. And we'll get... I think we have to plant wheat. So that kind of sucks that we won't get food. It's really hard to say that wheat's gonna be like invaluable to us, because we can sell it and just keep replanting it. If I make a barn, we can get seeds out of the wheat, so
Hello there.
there's plenty of use to it. It's just not quite yet. Okay, so let's sell. Apparently I made... What? This says 20 though. Oh, he only has... Okay. So let's buy the fertilizer first. We need 18. And then I'll sell you all of these. Yeah, all of these. And then... if you would also like all 4 of those, go ahead and take them. I don't want them. I just wanted to sell them.
Have a good day.
You too. While we're over here, let's deliver the knuckle sandwich. It's always nice to see you, Rasimir. Unigas, hello. I've talked with Sambor. He's a real sweetheart, isn't he? Are you kidding? Most terrifying person I've ever met. I'm glad you didn't meet him on the bad day. How do you know I didn't? You're here. Oh, interesting. I see. Uh, he did tell me about my uncle, though. The story about the Lord of the Orchards. He was some unexpectedly good storytelling skills. No, he was. He has some unexpectedly good storytelling skills, doesn't he? He really does. I was downright astonished by that. One time, I swear, he went over a year without speaking a single word. When we were sitting by the fire, he remembered some anecdote, laughed out loud, and began his tale. Went from a total mute to the master of ceremonies. The narrative was so gripping it was hard not to listen. He even did voices, but after finishing, he became silent. I've never fully understood that side of him. A theater genius trapped in the body of a bear wrestler. What? Yeah, bear wrestler? Damn. He actually asked me to give you something. Really? And what's that? A knuckle sandwich? Yeah, that sounds like Sambor. So you're going to deliver? Do you want me to? Oh, sure. I love people punching me in the face. Around the valley, I'm known for it. Would you be so kind and do it for free, though? I'm a lot of my being punched in the face budget. Okay, you're joking. I started worrying there for a second. Don't. Sambor just likes to say crap like that. But if he asks, I'll tell him you knocked me out cold. Just out of curiosity, what did Sambor tell you about him becoming part of the pack? He said that you were looking for the best to recruit, and he was an obvious choice. Yeah, that seems like something he'd say. Isn't that the truth? It's not a pleasant memory, but I believe you deserve to know the whole story. We didn't recruit him. Well, I guess we did. Iordin did. But that wasn't a matter of choice. When Iordin and I started to follow his mission together, we were rather successful. Everything was going smoothly, too easy even. We were doing a lot of good, putting many well-deserved smiles on oppressed faces. That's when we let our guard down. There was a secret guild formed by a few of the higher-ranking knights and barons. We called them the Vendors. Bunch of really heartless bastards. Their most lucrative business was selling living merchandise. And no, I'm not talking about animals. Oh, please don't say it. Slavery was strictly forbidden in that realm. The queen was adamant about that. Well, the Vendors had their own set of rules to follow. They caged them like cattle. Mostly women and children. Forced to fight rats for the poor little rations they were being given in the damp dungeon they were held. The guild preferred... This lady is losing it. Get out of my way. I'm talking to Unigast. The guild preferred quantity over quality, so they didn't care about diseases. They didn't tend to wounds. I think I'm going to be sick. That is really sickening. Sometimes it took them weeks to get the dead out of the cages. Survival of the fittest, or rather outlasting of the least fortunate. It was simply horrible if you ask me. All of the damned guild deserved a cruel and slow death. What is going on here? Is this town meeting now? Get out of here. No, get out of... I'm trying to talk here. Whatever. Survival of the fittest, or rather outlasting the least fortunate. It was simply horrible if you ask me. All the damn guild deserved a cruel and slow death. That wasn't how we operated. Iordin made it very clear from day one, we were never to take a life. That was the most important of rules. Anyway, we managed to get everyone out. The carriage is full of broken people. Even the horses kept their heads low. Mourning the despair in the air was even more poisonous than the stench of rotting flesh. And in all that, we got to make ourselves safe as well. We were caught by the mercenaries who brought us to the torture chamber. Yeah, this gruesome place had even worse room hidden inside. Unbelievable. The Vendors weren't in their patient mood, so they sent their worst torturer right away. I was horror-struck, truly petrified, could barely breathe. Iordin didn't say a word, just looked at me. His eyes were relaxed but focused. I realized he wanted me to be calm as well, but I just couldn't. He went first. The torturer strapped Iordin to a chair and just started swinging. His fists were like anvils. Every hit drew blood or broke bones. In a matter of seconds, Jordan's face looked like a bloody pulp. The only thing poking through it was his smile. It's one of the many times I wondered if he was even human. The torturer quickly realized that he needed different tools for such a unique specimen. I went to grab his blades. That's when Iordin started talking. He was making offers, one after another, but the torturer just kept carving his torso, like he was preparing a steak to be grilled. There was so much blood I could taste it in my mouth. I wanted to pass out, just to run away from all that, but I couldn't. My heart was pounding way too fast. That's horrible. Suddenly, the torturer stopped. He looked at me and back at Iordin. This was the only thing he said. If you're lying, you're going to watch me do the same to him. I was about to puke, but Iordin just nodded, so he untied us both and helped us escape. There were more mercenaries on our way, heavily armed. No one stopped us. Even they were terrified of that guy. We managed to get out in one piece. Well, we managed to get out alive. Iordin's wounds wouldn't heal for weeks. And even after that, he was scarred so badly. It looked like he had chainmail stitched to his chin. But we had escaped death, and its emissary became one of us. The torturer? It was Sambor, wasn't it? Yes. I have no words. I'm so sorry this happened to you. Or now I understand why Sambor didn't want to tell the truth. Sounds absolutely horrid. I have no words. I'm so sorry this happened to you. Don't be. The path we walked on, it was our choice. We knew the risk. How could you want a person like that amongst your troop? You think I wanted that cutthroat anywhere near me? I couldn't get a wink of sleep with him around for days. I was constantly watching my back, watching his every move. Why didn't you blow him off? That's simple. Iordin made a deal with him. Promised him the only thing that mattered to the brute. Which was money. A whole lot more than the guild was paying him. And a cut from every heist that we did. But couldn't you just pay him off or run away? That's not the way Iordin did things. He was a master liar. When he gave someone his word for real, he never backed down. Besides, as we later found out, Sambor wasn't evil in his nature. He was just a true soldier. Did what was asked of him. Iordin spent hours talking with him, explaining our rules of conduct. Sambor never broke any of them. Not once. That's incredible. Your lives, I mean. I don't think I would be able to handle all that. Honestly, I hope you'll never have to. I've been through a lot, and after all these years, the thing I wish the most is to have a boring, steady life. I'm not a type of person to get bored. There's always something to do. Compared to your stories, boring life sounds... Compared to your stories, boring life sounds pleasant. Then I have a special request for you. That'll help you achieve that boredom. Sure. That'll help you achieve that boredom. Whoa. I've been talking too much. Sure thing. What do you need? I need to go to Borowo, find Ida, and get my scythe back from her. Consider it done. Alright, we're not going to do that yet. We're going to head back. We're going to plant some crops, and I think we'll end the episode there. Lots of new things popping up there. Yeah, that's something. That's an interesting story there. Wow. Where do I even begin with that? I mean, that's absolutely horrible. Literally everything that all of them have done is awful. Why is Rasimir even like, I want to hear more? That's awful. Like, the king's over here raping people, and then Iordin just straight up says, dude, I'm gonna bone your wife. That's how I feel about it. So he bones this dude's wife, and then the king's basically relinquished of his entire royalty. Then Iordin becomes the king, and then just gives everything away. That was super cool. Modern day Robin Hood of their time, I guess. And wow. The torture, the slavery. Yeah, count me out. That's freaking awful. Why is that even a thing? I don't know why slavery was ever a thing. That's so inhumane. It's just, nothing ever makes sense. Humans are so messed up. I don't even have, like, I can't even tell you how, it's just a video game, but, like, so messed up to even think, like, this is literal things that happened in real life. Like, okay, not like the story that's being told here, but you know what I'm saying. Like, that's just messed up to even think that that kind of stuff ever actually happened. I don't know. I prefer this life as a simple man, farming and... yeah. Far better. Back-breaking work, I tell ya. I would much rather do that than live the life that any of those people did. Oh. Almost there. What do we want to plant? Isn't it wheat? I'll have to take a look at the seeds that I have, because I have some seeds and I know something. Pretty sure it's spring or summer, carrots, spring or winter, spring, autumn. Oh, we could plant rye. I thought I had wheat. Oh, I do. Let's do the wheat because I have full 18 of that. Where's the bag? I'm gonna grab another bag just in case this one breaks. And with that, we'll go plant our wheat. So that way we actually accomplish something with our home instead of just learning all about Iordin today. Somehow every time I get into the storytelling of Iordin, and it just ends up being a really long episode. And like I've said before, I like to keep them shorter. Keeps to a point where there can be, I guess, more. So, yeah, we're gonna plant this field, and then we'll see what the next episode has in store for us. It's gonna be something interesting. I feel it. So there's all the wheat in our hilly field. Yeah. Absolutely gorgeous view to end it. Look at that beautiful fall. Just scenery. Like, look at this. You got the waterfall in the back, the home, the sunset. Absolutely gorgeous. This game is amazing. I'm loving this playthrough. You guys seem to be loving it. And I like to keep going with this. You know, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell so you can see every episode, comment, tell me what you want to see, tell me what could be better, and leave a like. Helps me know that I'm doing something right. So yeah, it's all about entertaining you guys, and I hope to see you in the next one.